Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 3, where today we are hopefully going to secure the northern part of this continent for at least a little while. It would be so cool. It would be so cool if we got to just like build some things. But the fucking Khemri are already amassing a new army directly on the border. Does this place have... Yeah, they do. They do have recruitment structures. They're getting to local recruit all of that stuff again. Hate it all. All right. That said, Pete Wakefield is almost done with his portion of this, although we're not going to be able to hold on to like the Great Desert while we're still fighting these assholes. All right. One problem at a time. I wonder if we could just like vassalize them. Okay. Okay. Do I think that we can win this battle? It is 6 units of Sauruses, and that is not good for us. So 34, 38 attack, they're not really that... 34 attack, 38 defense, I mean. They're not really that good at dealing damage. And these ones without the shields, they don't have quite the same survivability, but you'll notice when they hit really hard. And they just have a boatload of HP. The skinks are a lot easier, although a lot of these skinks are going to be able to get close to us without us being able to actually do anything about it. The dinosaurs have all the obvious benefits of being a dinosaur. These two units of pterodon riders, they're bats. Essentially, they're like the bat units. And then they have a garrison here that'll be basically just like, yeah, units that are basically dead.
The tides.
All right, don't have a choice.
Get them.
I think we have to do this if we don't want like a very serious problem on our hands. So they'll just give us a Pyrrhic victory. Do I think I can outperform the loss of those 4 units? Overall casualties will be high. I think we're going to take it.
Tides rise. To battle.
Those are pretty high.
We're here now.
That said, you know, we're gaining bonus HP on Aranessa for having all of these high casualty battles. That's something.
Fear the pirate queen.
Ugh, and they completely downgraded Kofor from level 3 all the way back down to level 1
For Sartosa.
by getting their stupid lizard paws all over it. I'm trying so hard to adjust her stats. Okay, here we go. All right, let's finish off Black Powder Overload. That's 6 points in the first box, so we can move on to the good stuff. The raised Deadpool here has gotten a little bit better with all the fighting. But it's not great, certainly. The thing is, we could do a slow recruit. My concern with that is just that, actually, now it doesn't look like he can reach us. Okay, so maybe we can afford to do a proper one-turn recruit of some other stuff. What would we want? I mean, I want a Queen Bess. That's going to happen once we have access to it. I guess I can hire a deck gunner directly from my local building. I'm going to put 2 more units of deck gunners in this army. We're just going to, that's how we're going to deal. For right now, that is how we are going to deal. We have no money. We have the growth thing for this region again. All right.
It is forbidden.
Therese the Troubadour is going to continue recruiting here, and we don't know what those other 3 units are now. But what we do know is that any new unit she starts recruiting from now forward is basically going to have to be a peasant mob, because we took out all of their infrastructure. So she's probably gone. To be perfectly honest with you, it might actually be to our benefit if Hexawaddle takes Lashiek, and then we can fight them on that there. Because if they don't, then the Bretonnians definitely can put together a large enough force to take it back, and I just don't want them to get any kind of foothold. Hey, this... alright, I was going to say, hey, this push has been a failure. Maybe you just go home? But no, he does not. He does not do that. Okay. It's fine. Yeah, we're going to have to deal with him. We're going to have to deal with the last, like the very, very final push of the Bretonnians. And I'm not really sure how we're going to manage. Because we also have to worry about all these fucking Khemri. And they're, you know, putting a new army together right now. And I kind of don't want Aranessa to run down the coast. I'm wondering if maybe we can send Aranessa back over to Alhaik and we can just have Pete deal with it. Oh, also, I gotta put Pete into our fleet command structure. I keep forgetting. There's so much else to do, you know? So that army's already halfway full. Yeah, we don't have a lot of time for anything other than heading back over there. Okay, first things first. So Pete is level 9. What is the role we want to put him in? Obviously, +5 campaign, 5% movement range for everybody everywhere is good. Upkeep -8% on all armies faction wide is also very strong in the situation we're in right now, where we'd really like a third army, but we definitely can't afford one. Ammunition up for gunners faction wide. Research rate improvements. It's kind of not that impressive. Yeah, I think Pete's going to become a fleet secretary. Yeah, that was like 600 gold per turn right there.
I'm no mermaid.
So you can't quite reach that, huh? Well, that's annoying. What if you got in the water? Can you hit the settlement from the water? It looks like maybe, actually. Try to take out this guy. Failure. Len, I'm going to need you to fucking step up, my man. So, if we take the Great Desert of Araby, these guys are going to just take it right back. It's a 2-block settlement. I'm just going to ignore it for the moment.
Ahoy!
Yeah, so Pete's going to head back north. We're going to watch Mazda Mundi, because he's probably going to do something. He's in mustering mode, which is really frustrating, because that means when we click on his name, or we click on his army, it shows us that his movement range is 0, because your movement range in mustering mode is 0. But that means we can't see what his movement range is in his normal movement mode, which he may well switch to on his turn. I think it should always just show you that. But given the way things are right now, I wonder if maybe the smart move here... Pete's got to get north, but I'm wondering if the smart move is to try to be a little stealthy about it.
Forward!
It's not that likely to work, but I think we're far enough here south that Mustabundi probably can't reach us anyway.
Ready the swordfish.
You can't actually attack either.
Sartosa's most infamous.
Do we want to do anything? Like, I guess I gotta get closer. Gosh, there's no place around here that provides any kind of tree cover for an ambush. Huh. There's an ambush chance of 70% here on this piece of completely untraversable terrain. That would be neat. I found a pixel that we can move to that gives the 70, but for some reason it takes 80% of our movement to get there. Trying to dial in. There we go.
Go landwards.
There we go. If he wants to roll out here and attack us,
Trap is set.
I think we'll fall back, but that'll at least make, his settlement here available to us. But what we're trying to do more than anything else is get it so I can combine these two armies on him. And I don't think we're doing any other building stuff. Yeah. All right. We are accumulating a decent amount of cash every turn now, at least. It'll go toward the Pirate Cove that we hope to build one day. I cannot believe how difficult all this shit has gotten. I wonder if we can end up making friends with the Chaos Demons. I need some ally down here. And every enemy of ours is an opportunity to make a new friend, right? So Clan Scryer still just has a lot of armies and units running around up here, not accomplishing very much. Kind of just doing their level best to stay as far away from helping me as possible, it would seem. Not that I'm bitter or anything. And I don't really know... Like, my guess would be we probably cannot make friends with the Chaos Forces because they're probably just too programmed to hate everyone. The fact that we are not ourselves devoted to a Chaos God probably is all it takes for us not to be able to get that. Wow, okay. Successful assassination, first swing, no problem. Alright, this Tomb King's faction... Okay, the main Khemri faction has done sandstorms all over their territory. That's fine, we weren't planning to go aggressive anyway. Len's wounded, seeking the gift of regeneration, an impudent cabal of magic users has done some garbage or whatever. Okay. Slightly less magic available for everybody else.
We are aligned.
So,
March, you dead curs!
if we march real hard here, we can get into reinforcement range.
The Queen of Tides! Show no mercy!
And we start by attacking the army that's sitting outside the settlement, obviously,
Nothing but lizards here.
to get them out of the way so that we can move you up to there.
They shall...
Okay, a decisive victory with low casualties, but all of my expensive melee die unless I do the battle manually. That's really annoying. Yeah, it does. It kills literally all of my good melee. We can do this one manually. It's fine. Yeah, I really don't want all of my high tier units to die, especially not the stuff that I'm borrowing from other players. So we are going to want to... I'm sure our reinforcements are going to be like 2 minutes. We're going to want to play all the way back in that corner. We can actually do a pretty focused game of keep away here. But it is worth noting that the enemy has a lot of magic available to them. Ugh, just so many dinosaurs. I hate it. Why can't you just lay down arms? Like a grown-up would. Alright. Mortar's back here. It is massively to their favor to push us. We'll see if they're smart enough. I really hate this terrain. We don't have a choice, but I hate fighting over here. see. How tall is this hillside? Well, the problem is that there's another hill right next to it, right? Alright, melee, just kind of whatever. Just get back here. No arrangement's going to make any kind of sense anyway.
That's an order!
So the best thing for us would be if they decided to just hold back until the rest of my mortars show up. It does seem like they're content to play pretty passive for the moment. We should probably go ahead and cast our cannon shots. So I want to kill as many Sauruses as possible here. I don't think it super matters which ones. I guess killing the spears would be useful for keeping Aranessa as safe as possible. These are all just skink cohorts. That's a unit of Saurus spears. Boy, they didn't line up any of the spear Sauruses with anybody else, did they? Oh, that's a unit of Temple Guard. I hate that. These guys are basically just Sauruses, but more so. Yeah, fuck that noise. Now, they're probably going to have access to some kind of healing spell, I'm assuming. But whatever, it's fine. Yeah, they do seem content to let me get my get the rest of my army in here, which I really appreciate. So they got a couple of dinosaurs. They have this Bastillodon with a revivification crystal on it. It will, as the name implies, do some healing and reviving of nearby stuff. It's not on the whole battle. They only get a certain number of uses. And then they have a Saurus Scar Veteran riding a Tyrannosaurus, and their actual lord riding on the back of a massive Triceratops, effectively. I'm so annoyed that Len didn't manage to hit the coin flip to kill that guy. Seems like they finally figured out that it's a bad idea to just sit there and wait. Probably too late, though. Hopefully too late. You know what? We should probably. The mortars could be a little closer. All right, let's let all this stuff get on screen. That's mostly what I was waiting for. Let's give these mortars a position back here. All right. You lot can wait by the wall. I have a couple of rotting Promethean gunnery mobs. And then we have so many more guns. Although, terrain being what it is, wonder if we want to play these a little bit further forward, so we have people at the crest of the hill, maybe even a little bit further. And then I guess. So we'll actually move you to being out here. The bats, I don't know what to do with the bats. There's enough ranged units on their side that I don't really want to do anything terribly aggressive. Alright, so lots of skinks. Do we want to just fire at the Saurus spears? Do I want to keep harassing the Temple Guard? No, I guess let's try to work these Saurus spears. Are they moving forward? No, they're standing still waiting for the rest of their army to catch up. damn it. There's a little tiny hitch there. I let go of the button and then moved my mouse, and it didn't actually do the let go until after the mouse movement had been recorded. Okay, so we do have access to magic.
Shamble on! Moving!
Let's talk about this. Vargeist's Revenge has a pretty solid range, but it's still, you know, obviously short compared to artillery. It's also the spell we have that has the fewest like upgrades on it. We only get the normal version of it. So I'm not necessarily thinking that that's going to be our be all end all. Actually, you know what? I'd rather have you kind of middle-ish.
Shamble on! Moving!
Being able to summon a unit of Rotting Prometheans right behind the enemy melee is definitely useful. We're going to get good value out of both uses of that for sure. And
Captain!
3 of my 4 mortars are in place. Also, this stuff's coming off cooldown. So the Source Spears have separated from the rest of the units here. Pretty good. Deck gunners already have some range on some of these guys. Obviously, I want them to start focusing on the big dinosaurs right away. I'm a little worried, though, if I click, that they will move to attack, because I don't know if they... It's so hard to tell if they have real vision. Yeah, I don't think they do. Not until about here. Which is, you know, pretty far from ideal, actually. So there's a question about whether we, like, run these units forward. Does it say in here what the actual casting time is? Duration 3 seconds. Also duration 7 seconds. Cool. I love that description. I think we're gonna play it slow then. We're just gonna be cautious. Alright, let's start moving this side's units up, this side's melee units. So I want to be a little bit cautious with my storm vermin, but also I'm not expecting a lot of like damage on them from the ranged here. These skinks, the javelins are small and bad at piercing armor. These other units I'm a lot more concerned about. All right, just go right at them. I'm gonna have the ogres try to slide along the wall a little bit here. Alright, gunfire's doing good things.
Burning your pistols!
Recharge on. We're going to try to surround these things. Here come the dinosaurs. What I would like for all of you to do, honestly, is just like Like get to here and then to here and then shoot the temple guards in the back. I don't think we need to do anything more complicated than that. For some reason, you did not get included in any of those orders. That's fine. Get over here and get ready to do that stuff. We're going to use the Mourngulls just to pick up like the sides of the enemies as they approach. We're going to have the gunnery mobs just crawl right through our guns. And this is where... Did I just lock you in place? I think I just lock you in place. Attack this one. And have all of these units turn and fire on Cricket. Let's see if we can't just bring Cricket down really, really fast. These units over here are not going to be able to hit Cricket, probably. That's fine. And here, I think, like, once again... It is the case that the Depth Guard are heavily armored enough that they're probably not in any real danger from the javelins of the skinks. What the skink javelins are mostly for is poisoning, right? Then we're going to run our ghosts over here. At this point, y'all should be able to contribute to that. I'm still a little leery of moving the bats in because of how much range they have, but I guess actually we the bats hang out over here. Their ranged is almost entirely on the edges. Yeah, that probably works just fine. And you don't necessarily have to do anything yet. He's a pretty alright fighter. 40 attack, he's got the ability to sunder armor. 25 bonus versus large. He probably actually is on Dino Crew. Yeah, all right. Wizards love to fight dinosaurs.
Slaughter!
Charge!
From Saul. Mercy.
Okay, you guys can just keep firing into the sides. We should note, over here we got some Croxagores. These things are a little bit like Saurus ogres. So they are due a tiny bit more attention. Managed to make this unit of Saurus warriors break and flee. What these things are not actually good at is protecting themselves. They only have 38 melee defense. And so we may want to... we may just want to take care of them with a little bit of flanking action. Try to minimize the amount of friendly fire damage here. You guys, it is time for you to come up and start crawling at the edges here. I'm a little annoyed. That Promethean mob just ignored their orders. They just decided not to do the thing I told them to do. Go ahead and ogre charge, I suppose. You guys get back on that. These units are going to have to draw back a little bit because of the bad Promethean behavior. So these Prometheans are, you know, fully functional crab melee units with handguns on the back. Should be capable of doing what we need them to do. All right, yeah, there you go. Just engage with Sauruses, especially Sauruses that are not the spears. All right, so we're fighting dinosaurs over here, and we're winning. RNS is taking more damage than I would like. But as the battle lines are sort of solidifying, this is where we, I think, start to cast some magic. So this is minus 40 melee attack in a pretty large area. Let's just tilt this dinosaur battle in our favor slightly. And you two are getting damage in, but can we focus this in a way that's more useful? Everything's so heavily armored. Here, pick on the skinks. The skinks are not armored. The deck gunners are shooting dinosaurs. You guys are hopefully shooting these sauruses. Actually, this was just a skink cohort, though. Butcher. Yeah, you guys attack there. It'd be really great if we get these sirens to move around the side and engage. Let's let the Norse roar go off. And then I think we probably want to do some cannon work through here. Yep, that's what I thought. That bug has been in the game for a very long time, where units that are given a multi-stage command that has attack as the final stage simply won't do the attack part. I would like it if that would get fixed. Make my life a lot easier. Okay. The gunnery flank from the ogres is doing just fine. Let's continue the strat. Y'all stay on them temple guards. And over here, I feel like this battle line is a lot more solid now. We have enough in the tank for Vangeist's Revenge and Denizens right after, so let's do it. It just didn't fire. There we go. That's pretty fun, right? Shoot, let me... Alright. These spells where you create objects with facing are always so finicky. Alright, so we pull up some Rotting Prometheans straight out of the sea.
Queen of Days!
Alright, Nessa, get your luck back.
A proper fight!
The most important things would be to take care of Mazdamundi and Cricket here. Mazdamundi in particular because he's the actual lord of the army and he will break their morale when he dies. Never mind. We'll just take that. We'll call that right there. I want to end that battle as soon as possible, specifically without killing Mazdamundi, so that if we have to fight them again in the near future, if they just fall back or something, or you know what, never mind, the whole thing's dead anyway because this is a settlement. But this is a good tip for in general. If you kill a lord in a battle, the army will be awarded a new lord for free. It'll be a crummy little level 1 lord, but it's still absolutely free. If you leave the lord of the army alive at low health, you can just snipe him down real fast at the beginning of the next battle and tank the enemy's morale. So although it may seem counterintuitive, it's often better to leave him just barely alive. And I think we got through that without losing actually any of our units. The expensive melee on this side did quite well. It seemed like the Storm Vermin had their shit under control. The Mourngulls got a little close. It's probably after that Croxagore charge, but on the whole, that's better than the game was going to auto-resolve to us. And now that that's done, hopefully this leaves us in a position where we can have Pete and Aranessa both push the Khemri for a little while. We don't need to eliminate them. We just need to make them feel like it's not worth the trouble. Did we lose anybody? No, this game came out just fine. Yeah, good.
I claim it for the Sea Father!
Her leadership aura size has been increased. That's cool. Pete got his Promethean, also cool. And that tiny little force that was trying to begin recruitment is left over here. That's fine. We'll worry about them later. All right, avast ye! So we get ourselves a reasonable leadership aura and also a leadership buff and also weapon damage buff for all units within 35 meters of her. It could be up about a quarter of the time. What's worth remembering is that weapon damage refers only to melee weapons. Anything that increases the damage of a ranged attack has to be worded like missile strength. So unfortunately, this isn't going to affect that many of my units most of the time.
Admiral of the fleet.
But it's still good. All right, so if we upgrade Van Geist's Revenge, it does a bunch more armor-piercing damage. And as you saw there, the base armor-piercing damage of it is not inconsiderable. We haven't really talked about overcasting and miscasting and whatnot. We'll get there. We're picking up the ability to overcast it to produce a more powerful version of its effects.
The Queen of Tides!
So Lashiek, probably Lashiek needs the upgrades more than the Caliph's Palace does.
Salt water!
Okay, she managed to heal all of her buildings through fighting. We'll get this structure in place, though. And honestly, it's probably worth doing that as well. Okay, so hopefully, at this point, Pete can clean up Carapis and the Sorcerer's Islands, while Aranessa runs back over here to deal with the defense of Alhaik. And then once Pete has handled all of this, we can take the Great Desert and then press forward down here. There's a lot of hope. There's a lot of hope coming off of that plan. Nope, you don't need anything.
Ours is the sea.
All right, in 8 turns, we will once again have the resources for, or the population surplus for this improvement, and it would be nice to get it. We'll see. Oh, right. I absolutely want to put the Queen Bess back in the recruitment pool. And something's getting booted for it. It's probably... Honestly, it's probably the bats. Every time I want to do something with the bats, I feel like, they're actually just a lot worse than a lot of other units for their spot. And especially as we're trying to, like, put more bodies on the ground. Yeah.
Aranessa salt spite!
Okay, welcome back. Happy to have you.
Blood and plunder.
So what, it's going to be like 2,000 to 3,000 to actually set up the cove. And it looks like we're 2 turns out from that. Plus it's going to be some amount to set up the actual money making once we have the cove produced. It feels like the initial step could be cheaper, you know? Are they sailing more stuff over at me already? Ugh. So that little blue line coming out of Arkling's army is like a visualization of intent. You get this with your allies. You get to know what they're thinking. He is intending to sail across the water and help us right now. But a problem that you're going to very routinely have with AI allies in this game is that they cannot stick to a plan. So he'll spend 2 turns running along that blue line, and then he will just completely change his mind and spend 2 turns running back, and then he'll completely change his mind again and spend 2 turns running back, and it'll just be like that forever. It is taking the Khemri a while to put that army together. We might be able to, you know what? Let's have Aranessa help Pete with the attack on the Sorcerer's Islands. The wild hunt begins. Orion's going to do some stuff. Orion will behave aggressively toward his neighbors. Listen, I only have time to pay attention to so much that's going on in the world right now. I cannot care about wood elves. Okay, if we kill the terrible garbage army that they were forming up, we'll get some money and a bonus to our leadership.
Fleet
Sure.
captain reporting.
Okay.
Fear the pirate queen!
So, I mean, obviously this is trivial.
Make them fish food! Bring the troops to war!
We did it! That was a bizarre quest. I appreciate it, though.
Serve for eternity.
All right, can you attack this turn? Oh, really? You can't? Oh, maybe. Hard to say. I would like to attack this army. Cannot enter an enemy zone of control unless making an attack, but I am making an attack. So you can walk across this bridge. You don't have to use the water, but I'm having a real hard time getting the game to understand that that's what I'm trying to do.
Ready the swordfish! No straggling! Mouth full of urchin!
How do I get it to give a shit about my orders instead of ignoring them? Well, all right. What I'm going to do with him is this.
Prepare boarding hooks.
Nope, it's lying about accepting that order.
There'll be double rations!
Oh, I see. The larger army is the hero. The larger thing on the ground is the hero, not the... Okay.
Darkness comes.
All right, now that that zone of control is out of the way, can we get Aranessa to move over here? As though I was attacking. Also, is Pete out of movement?
My domain.
Pete is fully out of movement.
Make them dead. Get on!
Okay, so we can march around a little bit, but
The tides! No way!
what I need from Aranessa is to walk into this little green area here. And she just fucking won't. Yeah, move as though you were trying to kill this army. The thing is, you can't get her to move as though she were going to attack because she's in march mode, and the game knows you can't attack in march mode. And all the zones of control are really screwing things up. I can have her get in the water next turn. But there is this land travelable bridge here, which we all saw because we managed to move across it with Pete.
Another victory!
All right, move forward.
Possible.
No, the attacking is the only option, but I can't move. Okay, well,
No, not this!
I guess just get right here and move next turn when you feel like following the rules.
We return to Sartosa as legends!
Martek and the Eye of the Panther are both like very attackable. Ugh, there's nothing we can really do about it. We got to make sure this gets done. I guess maybe Aranessa won't turn out to be necessary for it, because it might be the case that that their army, every unit in that bar is just a peasant mob. You know, they don't have any money to work with really, but I haven't been paying attention enough to see if they redesigned their the buildings that are in the Sorcerer's Islands. Like, they could have real units, probably not very good ones. Yeah, Aranessa probably doesn't need to be here. Well, whatever. We'll knock this out real fast. We'll send her east. Hopefully it won't be too late. It's not like they're going to be able to just rush Alhaik with a single stack. They could take it, but it would probably involve some siege time. It seems like there's a lot of blood getting spilled and a lot of stacks running around up here, but not too much is getting accomplished, huh? Things aren't really changing hands. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, Rapunzel the Leoness spawned, took control of all of those units, and then ran. That's really annoying. That's a super annoying thing for her to do. Alright, first things first. Should be very easy.
Buccaneer of the dead.
6,000. Okay, well.
Sail away.
I believe that value is based on the
Wave treading.
income, so that's probably a good sign for us. 6,000. We'll get there. All right, we gotta. Eventually, I'll have time to think about an exotic goods hauler, probably.
They're aligned. Get it? Brave guns. Fight. This is fireland now. Yes?
All right. He's already wearing armor of silvered steel, but we got more. Yeah. Okay. So he got one, and Aranessa got one. That's fun. Okay. Let's grab. We're gonna completely fill out this box for sure. Let's grab Earthing next. So every time you cast a spell, almost all spells can be cast in Overcast mode by clicking on them again. And the Overcast version of the spell is called whatever, upgraded, and it does the thing some more in some way. You know, obviously the Overcast difference is meaningfully different for each spell. I think we're going to run up this way.
Anho!
No.
Okay, she managed to get one trebuchet built. And then, yeah, she's got a lot of peasants. But most of them have ranged attacks. That's something. And that's all well and good. But also, every time you overcast a spell, there is a chance that the magic energies will backfire, more or less. I don't think I want to spend any money. And when that happens, you still get your overcast spell. You still get your fancy magic. But your caster suffers some serious feedback and takes a bunch of damage. You absolutely can kill a casting unit like this. I have seen wizards just explode spontaneously on the battlefield. So reducing the chance of an overcast just makes it slightly more likely you'll survive something like that. What is going on up here? I'm assuming these factions are not at war with each other, or Rostral would have fought somebody or gotten fought by somebody. Now, we could ask for some coordination from that army. We could submit a formal request for Arkling to do something. And he even might. It might cause his focus not to wander so much. There's an allegiance cap. We can only have 100 points of allegiance stored at any time. So it's not like we can just bank it eternally. We do have to, we're going to want to spend it eventually. I wonder what her plan is. I was really hoping to deal with that so that I could just run Pete over to the last settlement and stop their final army where it's laying, but... Alright, the tides seem uneasy and force us off course. Could this be a warning from Manan? So not be the first time he's guided us out of danger. Should we continue our course or take heed? We can lose movement range and get a ton of physical resistance, or lose replenishment rate, but get... Oof. I don't like either of these. I really don't like either of these. I guess I'll take the campaign movement debuff.
Thassa's most infamous!
Okay, so this army's still recruiting. Right now...
My ship!
Yeah, we can reach them. Right now, that's only 18 units. Or 18, what do you call it? Yeah, 18 units between the army and the garrison. Ugh, Len's still out for another turn. That's really frustrating. This would be a good time to have some scouting.
Aim for their stores.
All right, Pirate Cove established.
I second this.
I don't know. I don't think that it matters too much. We're just gonna teach you some magic. So Doom and Darkness, just a big leadership drop on your enemies. I do like that, honestly. You see somebody waver and you just snap this off and immediately finish the job. All right, 15 turns, so we can do that again.
Magic in purest form.
So income gained from local settlements income, 50% plus 20%, 20% of the 50%, making it 60%, which is a strange way to write that. And I don't know what that is off the top of my head, but it seems like it's got to be pretty decent. There's 300 from this, 800 from that, another 240, another 300, and I don't know what control is in this region. It is absolute. These might actually have the when control is 100 bonus on them. Yeah, that's a high value region. Okay, but what I was gonna say is, yeah, we could run over here and start a fight here. My only concern is if there's another army like in El Kalabad to punish us afterward. But I think we might be able to pull this off. If we went for this, do we want to take this region? I don't really want to maintain a big, like, empty desert.
Ship and crew are ready.
I cannot.
Yeah, and somebody's got to deal with her. Because this army's not very good, but it's definitely capable of taking down like a 9-unit settlement garrison. Maybe for right now, because the Pools of Despair is pretty low value to me, maybe what I do is just burn it. We'll get some infamy out of it.
You might be right.
I just don't, it's not very valuable for us, right?
Yes.
But yeah, let's ride on them. Do we see... No, nothing around here to punish us. Casualties low? I'll take casualties low.
Salt and blood. We fight. I want to
Burn it to the ground, take a huge amount of gold out of it, which I'm very, very happy with.
see, Father.
And then that means that we get to disrupt their frontlining even more, because this was where their forward recruitment buildings were. So I'm very happy about that. All right. We lost a lot of troops, but we still got some pretty high-ranking gunners here. The depth guard are coming along quickly. The deck gunners will come along quickly. They get a lot of kills per battle. So
Praise Manon.
the final box in the red line area contains considerable buffs that only apply to units that have managed to get to rank 7 and above. We can get plus 12% more missile strength and some armor and some spell resist for those gunners. Pretty happy about that. How you feeling about a peace offer now? Still pretty negative. At some point, he's gotta start feeling like he's losing. You know? Oh, also, while this is happening, I do want to go. I'm just out of my own curiosity. You have no relationship of any kind with those elves, and in fact, no relationship of any kind except with me and my alliance mate. How is that possible? Just like living a totally innocent life out here on the rest of the map. All right, I think I trust Aranessa to deal with Rapunzel, so Pete is going to stay on plan.
No pay.
March, you dead curs!
Move, you spineless bags.
The Sorcerer's Islands is going to need a defensive structure immediately. And overall, I'm pretty happy about the monetary outcome here. Sartosa's getting pretty close to the population necessary to max out. And I would like to do this. So we can get the top level on some buildings. Like we would delete this and put in a recruitment building. But unfortunately, that's really a lot of fucking money. Actually. If we upgraded this could let us recruit a new gunnery white. I suppose I should do that. I have the ability to get a new gunnery white, and we do need to... Oh, hey, we can have a second fleet captain as well. Actually, that's really interesting. Yeah, we definitely need a gunnery white, though. Lore Keeper, Winds of Magic up for his own army. That's interesting. Actually, I really like that. Vinny Sawkins.
Gunnery white.
Oh, look at that. He knows his name. It's like a Pokemon. So yeah, we'll grab some of this stuff. It would be really cool if I could get one of these guys leveled up. And we are absolutely going to recruit ourselves another captain here. So Master of the Black Arts gives you Spirit Leech for free. 4 uses of Spirit Leech. Determined just makes you immune to psychology. That's kind of whatever. Devious helps heroes in the region with their actions. I don't really know. I don't really know how I want to go here. But I gotta feel like the first move is
Captain!
continuing to lay out pirate coves, right? And then eventually she'll come join Aranessa. Because Aranessa's army could use some magic. Alright, so we're going to pass with a bunch of money up here. So that next turn we can construct the actual money-making building in Eotane, because I did... Or in Lothern, rather. Because I did kind of forget to actually do that. And I want to make sure I get it done this episode, or else I'm never going to remember. And it does, in fact, look like there are more lizard men incoming. What a bunch of assholes. Where is Arkling going exactly? He might be headed toward... I mean, I think he's headed toward Khemri territory. That one right there, in fact. Oh, hey, it's Setra the Imperishable, their legendary lord. The boss of their whole situation. I'm sure Pete Wakefield's up to the task. Why wouldn't he be? Yeah, I'm a little worried about that. The funny thing is, Khemri factions are often pretty good allies for players, because while most factions in the world will become more suspicious of you as you become more powerful, specifically as you gain access to more provinces, the Khemri get a positive relationship modifier with you for gaining new provinces. They like a powerful player. So sure would be cool if we could get a little bit of peace, and then a little bit of quiet, and then a little bit of friendship going. And we have hit the infamy threshold to be hunted down by the admiral in control of the first lost sea shanty. Reich Admiral Hohoff possesses one of the 3 verses of the fabled Lost Sea Shanty, and by exceeding his infamy you have provoked his ire. He is now sailing the seas, determined to hunt you down and reclaim his place. You must put an end to this pirate once and for all, and in doing so, take the verse from him. I would be cool with that. The verse gives us reload skill and melee defense. That seems fine. Also, if we can kill Everil Morian, get an Executioner's Axe and some stuff. I mean, we'll see. Len is not good at his job. But yeah, it's worth considering. It's worth going for. So for the moment, I'm going to have Aranessa
Going.
run back to
Our
Alhaik.
fight is here.
We could
Ready,
use
swordfish.
a little bit of replenishment time.
I hunger for blood.
Vinny is going to come down and join us. Lottie is going to head north, I think. And because generally water travels faster, but
I'll lash the stragglers.
the area we're going is a pretty short shot across the land, and it would require us to go around an awful lot. We're going to run up through the pass here and see if we can't reach Marienburg. See what that looks like. All right. Again, before I forget,
My elven archmage.
one turn. We're at 1466 right now.
Aranessa salt spite.
I don't think I want to do anything else with you. Yeah. This already lets you get Lightning Strike Battle, so I guess I didn't need to spend skill points on it, but it has already mattered, too. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to use the last space on. Nothing just yet, I think.
Just so.
Wendy now, I guess, goes for treasure. Yeah, there's a couple of treasures up there.
Onwards.
Our other new pirates should be able to pick up some of those treasure maps on the way to where they're going as well.
Do not defy me.
So Cetra himself is level 34 with some fancy legendary equipment. And yeah, that's a little scary. The units he has in his army, not too impressive for the moment.
Galleon awaits.
Okay, we did get our basic garrison structure finished.
Sea dog. Waylaying.
I think I'm going to go into ambush mode.
Rajon.
I just kind of moved to like a spot between the two cities. And hopefully we'll be able to catch whoever in the open. If Rapunzel attacks Sorcerer's Islands, we got her. Okay, what else do we want? Missile strength up for basically every missile unit, but by only a little bit? Or... At this point, we have enough ports that this probably becomes valuable. Especially since we went down a coast and claimed everything on it. Yeah, you know what? Give me a little bit of bonus income from ports. I do like that quite a bit. Okay, let's see. Let's see exactly how much money we make off of that pirate cove. So we're at 1466 right now. 60% of that settlement's payout should be fairly rich. My hope is that we can battle the Khemri for a while, take like 3 or 4 settlements off of them, kill a bunch of armies, and get them to a point where they are willing to tap out. Okay, making landfalls, kind of what I expected. Where did that Skaven army go? Did they attack and lose? Oh, that would be so embarrassing. His army was so tiny. They were still in the early stages of recruitment. Yep. Okay, she's doing exactly what I thought she was going to do.
Draw your blades.
If she takes the settlement, yeah, we win. Okay, cool. All right. She is in grim shape indeed. Because we can just lock her in there and burn it down. Oh, hey, remember those dwarf factions that are at war with me? They're up here. I so much do not have time for your bullshit right now. Oh my god, there's so many things happening. I'm so busy. Okay, yeah, we're getting almost 1,000 gold per turn out of that building. Len Amstrel is wounded because of course he is. Trade gained luckless. Yep, just keeps getting wrecked over and over again. so pathetic it has to be encoded in mechanics.
By your will.
All right, we can absolutely do this. Oof. All right, we can do that. Aranessa is in okay shape. We don't have a battle entry for what happened with the Skaven army, but it can't be anything other than they attacked and lost, right?
I forbid this.
Yeah, some of these armies are still healing, or the units are still healing.
This is forbidden.
That's a full stack there.
Absolutely not.
So this thing is a quest army that we get a bunch of money if we take down. I don't know what happens if we don't take it down. Will it attack Sartosa? It totally might. Ugh, what an annoying time for it to show up. Although I guess that would have been true of any time in the last like 10 turns. It has really been nonstop bullshit for us. Okay. That said, I think we're coming to the end of it. I think we sort of fought our way out. When you come back next time, we are going to pound the final nails into one or two of our problems, and then just keep hurtling along at full speed into the next big group of problems after that. Because how else would you do it? And we'll see you then.